Good morning, children, and welcome back to the 5th standard social studies class. So, I hope you all are fine and safe at home. Now, yeah, have you all completed your homework book and classwork book, children? Yes, I hope you all have completed it, and you all are up to date in the maintaining your classwork and your homework book, children. If not, finish it by today itself, or else it will be pending, and you'll know, I know you all will not complete it once you get the new subjects or new notes to write down. The back's notes will be remaining like that only, and you'll go on writing the next notes. If you write it, then it's well and good. If not, please up to date and keep those your CW and homework up to date, children. Right now, in previous class, we studied about what, children? I gave you the exercise part of the third chapter. Fill in the blanks, true or false. Choose the correct answer. Sorry, match the following. Right. So I hope you all have noted it down in your homework book. In classwork book. Right. So with that, we also started the fourth chapter, that is evolution of transport and communication. Now, evolution of transport, children. Now, in evolution of transport, we studied the transportation, how the transportation evolved. Right from the invention of wheels. Previously, in the past, early humans, they used to travel through foot. That is, they used to walk from one place to another place. They used to travel long distance just by walking. And in the period of early humans, people were not settled, and they used to wander. That is, they used to travel daily from one place to another place through their foot. That is by walking, children. Then they invented wheels made up of rock and wood. Then after the invention of wheel, they invented spokes, that is the thin metal rod connecting the outer wheel and the inner rim. Right, children? If not, I'll just show you the outer wheel and the inner rim. These forks were invented so that the wheels could move faster. And next we studied about the invention of steam engines, then the invention of petrol engines and diesel engines, children. So like this, the inventions were made in a systemized order, and which made the transportation very easier and very comfortable. We could move or go from one place to another place in a short period of time and very easily and comfortably, right, with these inventions, with the help of these inventions, children. Next, and the invention of these things like steam engine began in 18th century, and then later on in the 19th century, the petrol engine and the diesel engines were invented, children. In the 18th century or in the beginning of 19th century. Next, children, after the brief introduction of transportation, or the invention of evolution of transportation, how the transportation began, we study about the invention of wheels in detail. Do you know, children, the invention of wheel was made in which civilization? It was first invented in Mesopotamian civilization, that is around 3500 BCE, and the first wheel was used in a chariot. Chariot, you know, children, it is a carrying thing made up of wood, and horses were used to pull them. It was of two wheels connecting carrying things, two wheels carrying thing, and a horse used to pull it. Horse were used to pull this chariot. So this was first made in Mesopotamian civilization around 3500 BCE, and the first wheel was used in chariot around 3200 BCE, children. It was first used in a chariot. Next, children, we studied about the traveling to a distant places. So with the invention of wheels, I told you first the wheels were invented made up of stones, hard stones or wood. Later, the invention of spokes were made, right, that made the wheels lighter and could move faster. So these all things comes under the invention of wheels. So these two things, we had studied it in our previous classes, and I think we had started the traveling to distant places also. I'll continue it still. I'll just brief you once more with this, or else I'll explain you once more. Okay. Traveling to distant places. With the growth of trade, people started traveling to distant places in search of new markets, raw materials and finished goods. With the growth of trade, trade is nothing but marketing, children, like buying or selling of goods, right? So when the trade increased or it grew, the people started traveling to distant places in search of new markets. And I think this also I had explained you it in a previous class. I'll just tell you once more that with an example, I had told you with an example, children, that when you want to buy something, right, you search of a thing that is cheaper, right, which costs less. For an example, if you go to a shop and to buy a cloth, and if a shopkeeper tells you a higher price, and then the shop next to his shop gives the same thing in a lesser price, you will go for that shop instead of the shop which is giving the same material in a higher cost, right? So in the same way, in the previous, in the long back, those periods also, the people were searching for the things which were cheaper, right? And they could, if they are going for selling, they were seeing that they could get much more money, they could earn more, right? So in search of these things, people started traveling to different places so that they could see a good market, they could sell a good, they could sell their goods in a higher price, and the people would go to the market to see that they could, in search of the things that they could get it in a lesser price. So this buying and selling things. So in search of this trade, the people used to travel from one to a long distance in search of a good market. So along with this, the people started taking the sea voyages. Now, sea voyages. Now, what do you mean by voyage, children? The traveling, the distance traveling, a traveling made for a long distance. For example, like you going from through a sea road. For example, if you are going from India to South Africa, for an example, I am telling you for an example. So that is called as a sea voyage, right? So a long journey made by sea, a long journey made by sea through a ship. So not only that, if a journey is made in space also, it is called as a voyage only, space voyage. I am giving an example, but right now we will study only about sea. So the voyage is nothing but a long distance travel. So the people started traveling sea voyages to discover new places. So in the same way, children, to grow the market or to discover new places, people started taking the sea voyages. They started traveling far distance through sea in search of new routes to go that place in a different way or in a shortcut way, to be precise, to go in a shortcut way. Instead of going in round and going through foot or going through chariot or bullock cart, the people preferred to find a new route that could cut them that extra amount of journey. They could reach there faster and easier. So in search of that, the people started making the sea voyages. They wanted to discover new routes to the place. So with that, Marco Polo reached China and traveled extensively through that country. For 24 long years, he traveled through Asia. So Marco Polo, children, Marco Polo is a traveler. He is a traveler. He is a Venice. Venice is a place in Italy, children. He is a Italian traveler, a merchant traveler who used to travel and sell the goods. Right? He was an explorer and as well as a writer too, children. He was an explorer and a writer. Explorer is nothing but, I told you, he would explore, like he would identify new routes. He was an explorer. He would so children, Marco Polo. Marco Polo, I'm not talking about the company Marco Polo, but Marco Polo is a person, children. Okay. So in the 13th century, Marco Polo, he was an Italian merchant, explorer and a writer who traveled along Asia, along the Silk Road. Silk Road comes between China and Mongolia, children. So it comes around China and Mongolia, it comes around here, Silk Road, which connects the European countries and Asian continent. So it comes in the China and Mongolia part. And why it is called as Silk Road, children? Because the trade of silk was majorly made in that area, that valley. It is a valley kind of thing which is called as a Silk Road, which connects the China and Asia to the European countries, children. So this Marco Polo, he majorly traveled in that part or complete Asia for how many years? Approximately around 24 years, that is, and between it was 1271 to around 1295, 1271 to 1295, that is 24 years, sorry, 24 years he traveled along the Asian continent, and he explored the Asia completely, and he was as he was a merchant, he so children, I told you, Marco Polo was a traveler, explorer and a merchant. Now you heard a different word, that is explorer. Have you heard it anywhere? Yes? If not, I'll tell you the meaning. Explorer, a person who travels around a place in order to learn about it. Explorer is a person who travels to learn about the new places. He goes to new places to learn about that particular place. He is called as an explorer, children. So Marco Polo was a traveler, an explorer and a writer, a merchant, an explorer and a writer, children. So he traveled around Asia from, yes, 1371 to 1395, children, that is 24 years. He traveled extensively. Now, what do you mean by extensively? Extensively is nothing but he covered large amount of area. He traveled a lot of areas in Asian continent, children. And he was a Italian merchant, explorer and a writer. So, do you have any doubts about Marco Polo, children? He is a traveler, an explorer. I told you that they started exploring for new markets. They started traveling from one place to another place in search of new markets. They started discovering, they wanted to discover new routes to different places, right? So he was also one of the person who explored many places in Asia, children. That is Marco Polo. So next we will study about Christopher Columbus. In 1492, Christopher Columbus started his first sea voyage to Asia, but instead reached the Bahamas. So children, Christopher Columbus in 1492, in the year 1492, he set a sail, that is, he started his journey to find a route to India or a route to Asia, the South Asian countries. He wanted to find the route to the South Asian countries through sea. Who, children? Christopher Columbus in the year of 1492. So instead of reaching the Asia, he reached Bahamas, that is American continent. So he made 3 more voyages to the Caribbean islands. Now Caribbean islands means, children, you must have heard West Indies in cricket. You must have heard the West Indies team, right? So that West Indies is called as a Caribbean islands. So all those islands, small islands, are called as Caribbean islands. I'll show you one second if I could in the globe. Yes. So this is the Northern Atlantic Ocean and this is Europe. So the Caribbean islands come here. They come here. Those are small islands. If I could have shown you in the world map, but right now it's not available. So I am trying to show you. You can see in any world map, the Caribbean, it comes near the Northern America or in the part of Northern and Southern Americas. It's a small islands in the Northern Atlantic Ocean, children. So next, he made 3 more voyages to the Caribbean islands. His voyages opened further journey to the American continent. So in total, Christopher Columbus made 4 journeys, or he traveled 4 times. He made 4 voyages. Now what do you mean by voyages, children? I told you it's a long journey made through sea, right? A long journey made through sea. So he made 4 voyages. At first he reached Bahamas, and other 3 also he reached the Caribbean islands, children. So this helped the European continent to reach the American, or they identified or they invented a new route, a new continent, even if you could tell. They found out the American continent. Right, in 1492 he first reached Bahamas. Who? Christopher Columbus. He wanted to find a route to the Asian continent through sea, but instead he reached Bahamas. So next, children, any doubt about Christopher Columbus? Anything if you could? He was also an Italian explorer and a navigator, children. Explorer, the meaning I told you, right? Navigator is nothing but a direction, who gives you the direction. In the ships and all, you could have seen the navigation, right? Nowadays you can see it in GPS also. So he was a navigator as well as an explorer. Next, children, any doubts about the Christopher Columbus? If you have any doubts, as I have been telling you in all the sessions, that make a note of your doubt and you can call me between 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. I'll clarify your any doubts, children. Okay. So next we'll move on to Vasco da Gama. So Vasco da Gama is a famous name in India. Why? Because he was the first person to find the sea route successfully. He was successful in finding a sea route from European continent to the Asian continent. In fact, to be precise, he reached India in the year, yes children, anyone? Christopher Columbus reached India in 1498, children. So the Vasco da Gama led a voyage to India. He traveled around the southern tip of Africa known as the Cape of Good Hope. Cape of Good Hope is the southernmost tip of African continent, children. It comes like this. This is African continent. This is the southernmost tip. This tip is called as the Cape of Good Hope, children. That comes in African continent. So while coming from Europe, traveling from Europe, he reached this Cape of Good Hope, and through here he traveled ahead. That is, he reached India. Where did he reach, children? He reached to Calicut in Kerala. The place comes in Kerala, children. Next, he reached India in 1498. As I told you, he reached India in 1498. His voyage gave later travel access to Asia via the sea route. So it was a successful sea voyage because he could find the sea route to Asia, right? So this new invention of sea route led to many more sea voyages to India, children. Many more other travelers also started coming through that sea route to India, children. So this is about Vasco da Gama. This is a brief introduction about Vasco da Gama. Do you have any other doubts regarding him? This is not about his personality or about him, children. It is just that how the people started exploring things, how they started finding out new routes. So these are the few important discoveries that were made in this period. Like Christopher Columbus discovered a sea route to American continent, and Vasco da Gama found out the new sea route to India. So these were the few of the important discoveries, one of the important discoveries which were made in those days, which helped the people to travel through the sea, which were the new routes were found through the sea to different places, children. So which changed many things, which we will study ahead. Okay. So next, children, in 1522, Ferdinand Magellan undertook a voyage to circumnavigate the earth, confirming the theory that the earth is round in shape. So this Magellan undertook a voyage, children. So this Magellan person undertook a voyage in 1522 to show that the earth is not flat and the earth is round in shape or spherical in shape, children. Right? So who is that? That is Magellan. Magellan in 1522 undertook a voyage to circumnavigate, that is to go through, to circumnavigate, to once go around the globe. to show that the earth is not flat, instead the earth is round or spherical in shape, children. Next, all these and many more voyages and journeys led to the discovery of new lands and new trade routes. New markets were opened up for the European powers. So, all these children, like I told you, Christopher Columbus, or from the first Marco Polo, Christopher Columbus, and Vasco da Gama or Magellan. So, sorry, yes, Magellan, not Magellan, that is Magellan. So these persons, these people, what they did, they found out the new sea routes or new trade routes to the different parts of the world, which gave the European continents a new market, right? They could trade with those countries. They could give their products and in turn take their raw materials from that particular country, whatever they are in good at. Like for example, India were very good in their spices. They were good in many more things, but the spices was one of the major trade that the Europeans first made with India, children. So in such way, these people and many more people were also involved, but we'll study briefly about these people like Marco Polo, yes, Christopher Columbus, Vasco da Gama, and Magellan were few people who discovered new routes, new sea routes to different places, which helped in trade, right? Okay, so children, this completes your traveling to distance places, children. Now you understood why this heading was given to traveling to distance places, because in this we studied that how the people discovered new routes, right? How they made a long voyages. I told you, distance journey or a traveling to a far places is called as a voyage, children. Like, or a journey made for a far distance is called as a voyage. So traveling to distance places, the people started voyaging, going for taking long distance journey to find out new sea routes to different places, right? So children, I'll revise you once more. What do you mean by what all you studied in the evolution of transport and communication, children, right? So early humans moved from one place to another in search of food and shelter. This I told you, the early people started moving from one place to another place in search of food and shelter. Then they traveled along a long distance. The early people, the period of where people used to travel through foot in earlier days, or the early humans, they used to travel through foot. That is, they used to walk, children. The invention of the wheel made travel easier, children. So the invention of wheel made the traveling easier. With the invention of the steam engine and along with that wheels, the people, the new upgradation or new thing was invented, that is the what is spoke, which made wheel even lighter and could move faster, children, right? So after this there was an invention of steam engine. Then towards the end of 18th century, a revolution came about in the transport system. So this steam engine made a revolution in the beginning of 18th century, children. So, in the end of 18th century. So, in the end of 18th century, this steam engine made a huge revolution in the European continent. And not only there, it affected other places also where the European colonies were made, like where all the European people were settled down. Like for example, in India also, right? The British were ruling India. So this steam engine, trains, rails were also made in India also, children. So that affected in India also. The use of fossil fuels such as petrol and diesel made transportation even faster. So with the invention of diesel engine and petrol engine, the traveling or the transportation became even faster compared to steam engine. So next, the invention of wheels. So in the transport it is clear, children. In this we studied how the early people used to move from one place to another place. Then with that, what first Wheels were invented, then steam engine, then the fossil fuels like diesel engine and petrol engine were invented, right? This we studied in transport. Next we will study about invention of wheels in detail. The earliest evidence of wheel came from the Mesopotamian civilization, children. So, where does, I have told you in previous classes also that where does Mesopotamian come in present day? It comes in Iraq, children. The present Iraq, right? That was long back known as Mesopotamian civilization. That civilization took place in Iraq, the modern day Iraq, children. So that flourished as early as 3500 BCE. So the wheels were first made in Mesopotamian civilization when around 3500 BCE, children. So wheels were first used in chariots in Mesopotamia, probably around 3200 BCE, children. Wheels were first used in chariots. I told you wheels were first used in chariots in Mesopotamia around 3200 BCE, children. Back around 3200 BCE. So the invention of the wheel revolutionized the transport system. Earlier people used to walk, right? They used to travel through foot. Then the invention of wheel revolutionized the transportation. People started moving through chariots or bullock cart, right? So this revolutionized the transportation because it made easy to go from one place to another place, children. Even today, chariots, cycles, cars and trains move on wheels, right? Even today, children, we see that bikes, nowadays you see bike, train, bike, cars, even trucks. So these things, they move on wheels. Have you imagined if wheels were not invented? No, right? These things were not possible. So the wheel is a main base for all these things, the modern transport civilization, right? What all we see nowadays, the modern transportation things like bike, a fast bike or a car, well-equipped car. So all these things were not possible if the wheel was not invented, children. Am I right? Yes. So wheel is one of the main base. It's not like that wheel is the main component. It is. So it is one of the major components to make the transportation whole, or to revolutionize the transportation. It made the revolution in the transportation, children. The early wheeled vehicles were drawn by animals. I told you the early wheeled vehicles like chariots or bullock carts. So these were drawn by the animals. This was pulled by animals like cow, buffaloes or horses, etc. children. So later spokes, I told you this, spokes were added to the wheels which made travel easier. So when the spokes was invented and it was used in wheels, it made the wheel a lighter and it could rotate faster. So it made travel much more faster and easier, children. So this is nothing but invention of wheel. So you understood where the wheel was invented, in which civilization, around at which period, right? And how it was evolved and how it revolutionized the transportation, right, children? And along with wheel, how the spokes was invented or how it was used in the wheels to make the transportation much more easier, children. Next we studied about traveling to distant places. Traveling to distant places. So with the growth of trade, like trade is marketing, giving or buying and selling of things. So with the growth of trade, people started traveling to distant places in search of new market. So with the growth of trade, the people started moving to different places in search of new market, raw materials and finished goods. Right? To buy the things or to sell the things. To buy the things like raw materials or to sell the finished products, or even to buy the finished product also. So to buy the things or to sell the things, the people started traveling to different places to either in search of new markets like For, I told you, to buy the things or to sell the things. People started taking sea voyages to discover new places. The people started taking sea voyages. I told you what do you mean by meaning of voyage. Voyage is nothing but a long journey made by sea. A long journey made by sea is called as a voyage. A long journey made by sea or in the space, that is called as voyage. But right now we are talking about sea, so we'll keep it to there only. No need to go to space, children, right now. So people started making sea voyages to discover new places. In the 13th century, children, Marco Polo reached China and traveled extensively through the country. Marco Polo reached China and traveled extensively. Extensively is nothing but he covered lot of ground, a large amount of ground. Right now, Marco Polo, children, Marco Polo is, you must have heard a company near Belur or Dharwad, that is Marco Polo. It's not about a factory, it's not a factory, it's a name of a person, a Marco Polo. He was an Italian. He was Italian merchant, a writer, and an explorer, children. So he traveled through Asia along the Silk Road. Silk Road comes in near China, children. Silk Road comes near China. So between 1271 to 1295, that is 24 years. For 24 long years, he traveled through Asia, children. So, silk, why this Silk Road is given name Silk, children? Silk, the trade of silk was carried out in that valley. It is a valley, children. It's like a valley. It connects Asia and European continent, children. So it's a valley along its length. A silk trade was carried out along its length, and this trade was made in around 220 CE, children, Common Era. It began at around in the BCE, somewhere around 207 BCE till 207 CE. In which dynasty? Han Dynasty. It's a Chinese dynasty, Han Dynasty, Han, H-A-N, Han Dynasty. It was Han Dynasty from 200 and around 207 BCE, 207 BCE to 200 and around 220 CE. Han Dynasty, 207 BCE to 220 CE. So the silk, why the Silk Road I am telling about, the why this name Silk Road was given. The trade of silk was made largely along this area in the Han Dynasty, that is around 207 BCE to 220 CE, Common Era. So hence the name was given to that valley as a Silk Road. Okay, so this Marco Polo person or the Marco Polo traveled that area, that part of area, and he traveled for around 24 years, that is from around 1271 to 1295 CE. Okay, not BCE, 1200 CE, children. So then later we'll study about Christopher Columbus. In 1942, Christopher Columbus started his first sea voyage to Asia, but instead reaching Asia, he reached Bahamas. He made 3 more voyages to Caribbean islands. In total, he made 4 voyages, which all led, he reached wherein he reached, in first voyage he reached Bahamas, and next 3 voyages he reached the Caribbean island. It is an island. I told you with an example. Nowadays, you must have heard it West Indies, right, children? So those West Indies islands, that is a West Indies is a country, but those islands are called as Caribbean islands. So next, his voyages opened a further journey to American continent. So this Christopher Columbus invention or this discovery gave many more routes to the American continents, children. American continent. So people started traveling on his direction to the towards the American continent, and which led to the new routes to the American continent. Next, Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama. Vasco da Gama was a Portuguese explorer. Christopher Columbus was also an Italian explorer, children. Christopher Columbus was also an Italian explorer and a navigator. So the next, Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama led a sea voyage to India, children. He traveled around the southern tip of Africa. I told you the southern tip of Africa, that is Cape of Good Hope. So the southern, he reached India around 1498 CE. His voyage gave later traveler access to Asia via the sea. So his successful voyage to find the Asia, or to be appropriate India, was successful, and this led to many others to follow him to India, children. Next, in 1522, Ferdinand Magellan undertook a voyage to circumnavigate the earth. I told you circumnavigate is to round the earth once. So circum means around. He wanted to go around the earth, navigate around the earth, to prove that the earth is not flat, it is circular in shape. So undertook a sea voyage to circumnavigate the earth, confirming the theory that the earth is round in shape, children. So in 1522, he undertook a voyage to show the people, or to prove the theory that the earth is not flat, instead it is round in shape, children. So all these and many more voyages and journey led to the discovery of new lands and new trade routes. So not only these are few examples, but not only these, many other sea voyages or sea routes were discovered, which helped to develop the trade routes, or to find the new markets, and it also opened the power of European continent to rest of the world, children. It opened the power of European continent to rest of the world. For an example, to tell you briefly about these sentences, I'll give you an example. When the Vasco da Gama reached India, when the successful voyage was done, when he reached India, India was ruled by our own kings and queens, right? But when he made the discovery and found the sea route, then he was followed by other countries of European continent, like France. He was of Portugal. Next, France, Dutch and British followed him the same route, and they reached India, children, and they began to rule India. So in the same way, the British or the European continent people, they started traveling different places for new marketing, and to show the European power, children. Right? Yes. So this concludes your traveling to distant places, children. So with this, I'll conclude this session. Next class, we'll study about modern means of transport. This heading itself tells you modern means of transport. What is the modern means of transport? How the transportation evolved from right from the invention of wheels to the modern day. Right. So this all we'll study in deep about these things in the next session, children. Okay. Now please take down your homework. So children, please take down the homework for this session. The homework is write briefly about Marco Polo, Christopher Columbus, Vasco da Gama and Ferdinand Magellan. So write few points, that is approximately around 3 points on each of them, 3 to 4 points on each of them, okay, in your HW, children. Right. So this is the homework for yours this session, and I hope you will all complete it by the next session, so that when I'll give you the next homework, you will be free of all the pending works, and please complete this homework, children. Write 3 to 4 points, that's enough. Few brief points. Write briefly about Marco Polo, Christopher Columbus, Vasco da Gama and Ferdinand Magellan, children, in your homework book one time.